Welcome to the Personal Development Mastery Podcast. I'm 𝗁𝗁𝘂 and my mission is to inspire you to rise up, grow, stand out, and take action towards the next level of your life. I interview leaders, influencers, entrepreneurs, authors, exceptional people who can and will inspire you to improve your life. Tune in for 2 episodes each week and make sure you subscribe to the podcast to get the episodes as soon as they are released. Welcome to Personal Development Mastery Podcast, episode 114. Today I wanted to do a different kind of an episode, and I will discuss briefly a book which is one of the handful of books that have made the biggest impact in my life after reading them. And this book is The Power of Intention by Dr. Wayne Dyer. The first thing that is worthwhile to mention is the word intention itself. Usually when we talk about intention, the most common definition that we think about is that of a strong purpose or aim. And usually intention is accompanied by determination, the will to provide an outcome. And this book, The Power of Intention, gives a very different perspective about what intention is. And if you haven't read the book, or if you are unfamiliar with it, I will invite you to view intention from another perspective. So in the book he considers the ancient spiritual teachings like the Shamans, and he says that intention is a force, an immeasurable force that exists in the universe, and absolutely everything that exists, it's attached and connected to intent. So it is like a field, an energy field that permeates everything in the universe. And if I were to put it in a different way, I would say that intention is the energy behind the action that we take. And intention is not something that is just a privilege of human beings. It's everywhere in nature. Everything in the universe really has intention built into it. And he brings up the example of the small acorn. And if you look at a small acorn, inside that there is the intention built in to manifest into a giant oak tree. So think about intention as this power of transformation that exists in the universe, to change something into something else, to grow and evolve. And one other thing that Wayne Dyer discusses in this book is the 3 levels of living in terms of the power of intention. So he classifies people into 3 levels of living, and most people unfortunately live their lives at the lowest level, which is with no intention or no real intention. So they just live life by chance, saying that life happens to me, I have no control. They live life by default. And they are very much influenced by the education, people around them, the media. It's what we call the masses many times. There is a second level, though, of living in regards to the intention, and that is people that do have a goal, a direction, an intention, a mission, which is certainly much more empowering. And by living at this level, you can actually begin to utilize this tremendous power of intention. However, in the spiritual traditions, there is a third level, which is the people that are constantly connected with this field of intention. And even though there are very few people that live in that highest level in regards to the intention, however, all of us go there in and out from time to time, and we have felt it in the past when we feel more awakened, when we connect to the higher self, our higher intention. And that phrase, higher self, for me is when I am connected to my higher self. It's not just a bunch of goals that I'm pursuing. It is fulfilling actually my own purpose. And the power of intention is the force that will manifest something from the conception of it in the mind to the manifestation. And it's an interesting thought to think about that everything, look around you, everything around you has been created twice, because the first time it gets created inside someone's mind as an idea, and then that, through the power of intention, transforms into action, which then transforms into the result. And the book also describes many practical ways that we can connect with this power of intention and utilize it. And I will mention a couple here that really have caught my attention. And the first one is, and it's extremely important, is to know our why, to understand the reason why we have a specific intention. And sometimes our mind or our ego gets involved into a fantasy of what we would like to be or do in our life, but that's not necessarily in level with our higher self. So by knowing our why, our true reasons, we can filter out some of the thoughts that are irrelevant and really connect with the power of intention that will take us towards what really is in line with our purpose. And one other way that is described in the book about connecting to the power of intention, and I find it very important, is how our inner talk must match our intention. So that phrase, as a man thinketh, so is he, we have to match our inner dialogue, the way that we think, the words we say to ourselves, with what it is that we want to materialize, what it is that we intend in our life. And to become a bit more specific in that, let's start thinking, rather than thinking about what's missing in our life, to shift that from thinking about what we intend to manifest. And that changes the inner talk, the internal dialogue. Another thing we can do is change from thinking about what are the circumstances of my life right now towards what I want them to be. And two things that we must eliminate out of this inner talk if we want to match our intention is thinking of what has always been, thinking of the past that limits our ability to do things in the future, and also thinking about what others expect of you, because that is irrelevant, and at the end of the day it is not our responsibility of what others' opinions about us are. And these are just some ideas, some things that I've picked from the book that had made a big impression on me. I first read that book not so long ago, it was two years ago, but I have read it 3 times since, and every time it's one of those books that you get into a deeper layer of understanding, and you pick up things that you hadn't necessarily understood in your previous time. So it is certainly one of the books that I would recommend. If you haven't read it, it will give you some amazing understandings about life. And I will just conclude my thoughts on this subject, and I might come back in the future with some more episodes like this, in which I'm going to be discussing the books, the 10 or so books that had made the biggest impact in my life so far anyway. And I will just conclude my thoughts by saying let's all try and be more intentional with our lives, because it is a precious gift that we have on this planet, living our lives, and it's unwise to spend it all the time being unconscious and doing automatic things every day that we don't really pay too much attention to. So let's become more conscious, more intentional, and have goals and direction. And let's connect more and more with that field of intention, with our higher self, with what it is that we want to be doing. And during this process, let's have faith that it's going to materialize. Thank you very much for listening to this short episode about Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, The Power of Intention. And I hope you have found it useful. If you have, go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. I would very much appreciate it. And until next time, stand out, don't fit in. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and rate it on Apple Podcasts. And also share this episode with someone who you think will benefit from it. If you want to find out more about what I do and gain access to exclusive content, join my Facebook group Personal Development Mastery. The link is in the show notes, or you can simply type bit.ly/PDM group. And until next time, stand out, don't fit in.